As humans, a lot of us hate change. As baseball fans, well, some want to embrace change and others, like me, feel like you shouldn't mess with the game of baseball much, and with all of the possible changes being brought to Major League Baseball, I put my 2 cents in for rules that should be implemented, in addition to the universal DH, which I'm very pro. My MLB rule changes: ban in-game marriage proposals, ban the waveThat. Jessica Kleinschmidt, at Kleinschmidt, February 9, 2019. If you're a new follower of mine, I'm a very anti-mid-game marriage proposal type of person. Embarrass yourself later. Yes, I was a bit facetious with my suggestions, but it did spark up a conversation among my followers. And the universal designated hitter scenario isn't something I just dreamt about one day. It's actually something being discussed by MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred. With that said, my tweet brought out a wide variety of responses, and that's fine, but I always love hearing how baseball-obsessed nerds like me feel about the game. A lot of fans of National League teams hate the DH rule, I completely understand that. But some of the suggestions for changes to MLB, well, ban Sweet Caroline, at DansCan13Dan. I have Red Sox fans that follow me on social media that would disagree with you, they will die on that hill. Although, recently a former Yankees pitcher told me he hated hearing that song when he was playing at Fenway Park. So, you at least have some support in this. Ban getting up during the inning, at Coxrian89. I mentioned on the twitter.com that I am not God and I cannot control when fans sit or stand up, which is upsetting because no matter how much I hate the wave, fans are allowed to do it. But the DH isn't baseball, at NorCalStuli. It's literally a thing that happens in baseball, say it's baseball. Agree with these. Would also add you need to know the fair, foul rule if you're sitting near the baselines. Don't need dumb fans interfering with the ball in play, at Blue Jays. Giants. First of all, a Blue Jays/Giants fan? Super cool. Secondly, yes fam, I see you. You know when you get on a plane and the flight attendant is telling you how to put your seatbelt on and you're ignoring him, her, but still paying attention? There should be a quick demonstration on how to be a fan and how not to reach over the concrete, trying to do your best impression of a web gem play. Don't try to live out your junior varsity playing days, Jim. And outlaw talking into your mitt. It becomes a balk. It's as if every conversation is filmed and immediately translated by lip readers, at Chemislope. Have you seen those bad lip reading videos? They are legendary. And I find it hard to believe you would be able to tell a pitcher he or she was not allowed to speak into their mitt. That's part of the communication process. If Noah Syndergaard can't read what his catcher's beautifully painted yellow fingernails are trying to say, he should be able to have a quick meeting. And maybe the pitcher is just being polite because there wasn't enough time for the teeth brushing that morning. This just opened the can of worms known as pitcher-catcher mound meetings, which is a completely different issue. Reduce beer prices, at Vinuli. I have your back in this one. I'm all for salary floor, banning shift, pitch clock and punishing franchises who tank, at Chappie23. There's a lot to unpack here. I don't think MLB ever has to worry about the salary floor. Banning the shift is silly, let the players adjust to wherever they need to go. That's part of the strategy. Imagine having a lefty walk up to the plate and not being able to move. That's a habit that would be almost impossible to break. Plus, how would you measure what is considered moving on the shift? Too much drama, no thank you. Pitch clock. Meh, I'm impartial, but I get why you would want to execute it. I would have to talk to more pitchers and see how they felt about it. I worry rushing through a delivery could lead to more injuries. Punishing franchises who tank. I mean, everyone wants to hate another team, so have at it. Can we also ban "Take Me Out to the Ballgame" during the 7th inning stretch, at Mecania04? Yeah, let's go around telling kids Santa Claus isn't real, too. *******. Some of you brought up something that I can get behind. and that's the fact that if the National League adopts the DH, we have a less likely chance of seeing Bartolo Colon do this, and you know what, that's something I will have to live with. Well, I feel better now. How about you? San Francisco? Madison Bumgarner's teammates know the deal once the offseason comes. He's famous among them for disappearing to his sprawling North Carolina property, and teammates know better than to try to send him trivial texts in the middle of the winter. Joe Panik joked about that at FanFest on Saturday, but a few moments later, manager Bruce Bochy revealed that he did get a text from his ace this offseason. It came after new president of baseball operations Farhan Zaidi told reporters at the winter meetings that the Giants could use an opener at times this season. "If you use an opener in my game, I'm walking right out of the ballpark," said Bumgarner's message to his manager. Bochy said he texted Bumgarner back and told him it all depended on how he was pitching. He laughed and said he could not repeat Bumgarner's next response. The Giants, of course, will not use an opener in front of Madison Bumgarner. They probably won't use an opener at all. Zaidi is intent on finding creative solutions to some of the team's issues, but after bringing Derek Holland back and signing Drew Pomerantz, the Giants have enough starting depth that they won't have to resort to new methods. Zaidi made it clear in December that he wouldn't mess with stars like Bumgarner. Anyway, still, the idea made for some interesting conversation during a slow off-season. And now we know it was swiftly rejected by Bumgarner. San Francisco? A few minutes before the start of FanFest on Saturday morning, Giants officials briefly were put into scramble mode. Social media buzzed with rumors that Bryce Harper soon would choose the Giants, which was news to the Giants themselves. It was an absurd notion that Harper, after months of speculation, simply would announce his intentions by showing up at Oracle Park on a cold, rainy day, and team officials quickly shot down the possibility. The Giants do not expect Harper to make a decision this weekend, but is everyone prepared to head down to Scottsdale for the start of spring training? There certainly was an increase in optimism. As players have talked over the past 24 hours, there has been an increased sense among some in the clubhouse that Harper prefers the Giants, a source told NBC Sports Bay Area. From a management perspective, it certainly was not lost on the team's decision-makers that Buster Posey publicly lobbied for a Harper deal when he met with reporters Friday. That admiration is said to be mutual. Per a source, one of the things Harper talked about with the Giants contingent in a Monday meeting in Las Vegas was how much he likes Posey. That meeting was supposed to last about 2 hours, but CEO Larry Baer, president of baseball operations Farhan Zaidi and manager Bruce Bochy ended up spending 4 hours with Harper's camp. They did not make an offer during the meeting, but if Zaidi had a concept in mind, he certainly had time to make it known to Scott Boras, Harper's agent. Zaidi, who has been transitioning from Los Angeles, flew back to the city with Boras at the conclusion of Monday's meeting. Zaidi confirmed the team's interest Friday, but he otherwise has preferred to keep this chase under wraps. Baer did not publicly speak about Harper during the week, but he did take the stage at FanFest on Saturday to answer a few questions. "Bryce Harper is an amazing player," he said. "I can't handicap it. I don't know where we are, but we're giving it a shot. That's all we can do, I think." Baer pointed out that the Giants have had quick turnarounds before, noting the team won 103 games when Barry Bonds joined before the 1993 season. "One player can make a difference," Baer said. "It's obviously a different sport than basketball, but one player can make a difference. The Giants are chasing Harper because he can make a difference in more ways than one." The weather didn't help, but by any standard, FanFest was stunningly quiet compared to past years. It's one thing for fans to speak their minds on social media. It's another for them to speak with their wallets. Related, Posey calls for every MLB team to be competitive. If Saturday's crowd was any indication, a lot of Giants fans aren't happy with the plan to take a step back and get younger. Perhaps it was no accident, then, when Baer threw in one last compliment of Harper as his time on stage came to an end. "He's 26 years old, too," he said.